I can't quite make something out of this question, but maybe you can because it might be interesting. Marcus is asking, Cam, are you shocked that a lot of South Florida players, unlike in years past, are looking at this team like they need me and I can change the program?
I mean, yeah, because there have been precious few of those. You know, if you're talking about Duke Johnson, who was always coming to the University of Miami, like hell or high water, fire, brimstone, whatever, I'm going to Miami. Period. Apart from that, I mean, I was going to say DJ Dallas, but he's from South Georgia, so that goes against the face of what you're asking. But yeah, so basically after we lost to Middle Tennessee, Ray Joseph, is leading a lot of the guys and being like, yo, we're going to, because they get asked, like, yo, are you still in? Like, and he was like, yeah. So, and then Ray said this to, I forget who was interviewing him, so I cannot give the proper accreditation or attribution, but being interviewed after a game recently, and it was like, yeah, so who started that? And he was like, I did, like, I'm here for the team. I'm here for the city. Like, clearly I was committed somewhere else and now I'm coming to Miami. And, Louisville been texting me. I leave them on red, not even interacting with them. Clemson, where Ray Joseph was previously committed, reaching out, being like, hey, so, we're doing really well over here in Clemson, South Carolina. Team that you want to go play for, not so much. So we're just circling back to see maybe we can make something shake, because we would love to have you come over here and not go over there. And they're not doing great. And he's just like, nah, I'm locked in. Boom. And there's a lot of guys in this class, at least, who have committed already. That group seems to be on that same mentality, right? And that is different because, and maybe this is the coaches, maybe this is the crystal ball effect in recruiting. Maybe this is just the first year bump that you usually see when you get a new coach in the world of recruiting. But now it's not everybody, right? So it's not pervasive across the entirety of the recruiting base. But those who are bought in seem to be fully bought in for the university, for the program's sake, and despite the result. And if the result is negative, then they're looking like, hey, well, I'm going to come in and change it. Cool. And that's different. That's not something we've seen. Again, those guys who have really just been like, I'm coming to Miami, period. Recently, it's not been many. Like, again, apart from Duke Johnson, man, I'm really struggling to find one. I mean, we've won recruiting battles for some dudes, Amon Richard, Leonard Taylor, Brashard Smith, Cam Kinchins maybe is one of those dudes who's okay, I was going to Miami, period. But yeah, the instances of those are few and far between. So to hear that from multiple guys, and led by Ray Joseph, because he was the one who was most recently interviewed. The video just came out. I think it was Marcus Benjamin, who's now at Rivals, who was interviewing him post-game. So the interview came out, and then there's that, and then he's the one being the face of that, really kind of puts that forward. But yeah, that was not something I was expecting. I'm pleasantly surprised by it. Hopefully we can continue to have that be the seed that grows into a proliferation of players that, have, doing or thinking similarly and then coming on down, because this roster, while it is talented and everything, still does need to be turned over and made into the kind of roster that Cristobal wants as well as needs.
Third Degree 7. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for the contribution. Cam, how much confidence do you have in this team? I just don't see where we go from here.
I mean, that's a good question. I don't know how to qualify my confidence. I'm more skeptical than I am confident because I need to see it. So I'm confident that there are the players here to accomplish greatness. I'm confident that there are the coaches here with demonstrated histories that, lead me to believe that they can coach up positions and teams, units and things like that so that they can be successful. But am I confident that they're going to be successful on a weekly basis or against a team that is as talented as North Carolina and who comes in, what, 4-1? With the offense that they've been showcasing and things like that, I'm not really sure. So I would love it if they gave a strong performance that would increase my level of confidence. But, you know, I have a medium to low level of confidence coming into this week simply because of what we saw, not even against A&M, because A&M, that was like, there were tweaks. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, I like to cook and everything, even though, you know, I'm not Fat Boy Eats, Kappa Canes. Be sure you go read that stuff on the website. You know, Fat Boy Eats, does great stuff, takes great pictures of it, so it looks incredible. And I've had a lot of his food as well because we're personal friends. So, hey, it tastes really good. But, you know, like I do my little thing for myself and I watch a lot of those shows and everything. And it's like, you know, when you get to the judging round of Top Chef or Chopped, and like, hey, man, if you would have just left off the crumble and maybe strained the parsnip puree a little bit and a little bit of salt to finish, so just for seasoning, oh man. But everything else in the dish is there. It's just these little couple different tweaks that are really just taking it from like good to Michelin star. Oh my God, I gotta travel across the country to have that kind of thing. That's the kind of dish that we had, or the kind of performance that we had at Texas A&M. Minor tweaks would have made a major difference, but defense played strong. You know, there's a lot of things there that could be the foundation, the building blocks for success. Going up against Middle Tennessee State, that's throw this thing in the trash. Like, I don't know who made this, but this ain't it. This ain't it. I don't know. And so for me, it's just like, well, that seems like not even one step forward, 2 steps back. That seems like one step forward and like a couple miles back, like a 5K going in the wrong direction. And for me, that's where my confidence is not where I would want it to be, just because the performance coming off of a tight game against a very, very talented top 10, 8 roster in the country team. The performance against Middle Tennessee State was atrocious. So that for me is why my confidence is not high at the moment.